Gogli's Art Adventure!
Created by Bianca Bova and Caitlin Stancy, class of 2010.
Gogli and his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Apparatus, are taking the train to Chicago to visit the Art Institute. Got a little map over there, you know.
Oh, yes. Getting off on Michigan Avenue, the Apparatus family heads towards the Institute. On the walk, Gogli sees many cars, buildings, and people. He enjoys the cool breeze against his face. Gogli uses his parietal lobe when he walks. The parietal lobe transmits messages between the spinal cord and the brain. He uses a sensory strip when he sees and feels. The sensory strip processes sensory information.
When they arrive, Gogli remembers the last trip they took to the Art Institute. Gogli uses his hippocampus when he remembers. The hippocampus is the part of the limbic system that controls memory.
The tour guide arrives to take them on the tour, but a painting on the wall catches Gogli's attention. Gogli uses his reticular formation when he pays attention. Reticular formation helps direct attention and control arousal.
While on the tour, Gogli trips on a shoelace and falls. Help Gogli tie his shoe. Oh, how cute. Gogli uses his cerebellum when he loses his balance. The cerebellum is the little brain that controls balance and voluntary movement.
When he falls, Gogli hits his head. Gogli got very embarrassed. Gogli's amygdala controls his emotion. The amygdala are neural centers linked to emotion.
When Gogli stood up, the tour group was gone. His heart began to race when he realized he was lost. When Gogli gets stressed, his hypothalamus is responsible. The hypothalamus controls body temperature, heart rate, and stress levels.
Gogli stops to think. He hears the tour guide's voice in the next room. When Gogli thinks, he's using his frontal lobe. The frontal lobe contains personality and logic. When Gogli hears the tour group, he's using his Wernicke's area. The Wernicke's area interprets auditory messages.
Texture. Gogli finds the group staring in awe at the largest painting he's ever seen. When Gogli sees the painting, he is using his occipital lobe. The occipital lobe interprets visual signals.
Frantic, he runs and knocks over a vase. Gogli uses his motor strip when he runs. The motor strip controls voluntary movements.
The noise startled Gogli. "Oh no!" Gogli yelled. Gogli uses his temporal lobe when he hears the vase fall. The temporal lobe interprets auditory signals. When he yells, he is using his Broca's area. The Broca's area controls articulation of speech.
His parents look over in dismay. The looks on their faces reminds Gogli of the time he knocked over his dad's trophy. Gogli uses his thalamus when he sees his parents' faces and is reminded. The thalamus receives all the sensory information except smell and is known as the sensory switchboard.
Oh, Gogli, you're always so clumsy, said Mr. and Mrs. Apparatus. Gogli's parents used their pawns when they gesture. The pawns help control facial expressions, sleep, and coordination. The end.
Put
Put your thinking cap on.
Gotta get it close.